If AEW wants the biggest match possible, the answer is Kenny Omega. If AEW wants the most personal storyline possible, the answer is MJF. But for All In London 2026, the match that should headline Wembley Stadium is Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. There is no denying that Ospreay and MJF have incredible chemistry. Their 2024 rivalry over the International Championship produced some of the most well-talked about matches and promos in AEW history. MJF represents everything Ospreay hates: arrogance, manipulation, and selfishness. Meanwhile, Ospreay is the fighting hero who represents AEW's future. From a storyline standpoint, Ospreay finally defeating MJF for the world title in front of his home country would be a classic babyface coronation. The problem? We've seen it multiple times. The feud has history, but it doesn't feel fresh enough to be the defining main event of the biggest show in AEW history. Now let's talk Kenny Omega. Omega isn't just another opponent. He's the measuring stick of AEW. He's the wrestler whose shadow has followed Ospreay for nearly a decade. Their rivalry stretches from New Japan all the way to AEW and has already produced some of the greatest matches of the modern era. Fans and wrestling media have long viewed Omega versus Ospreay as one of the biggest matches AEW can present, especially if the World Championship is involved. This isn't just about winning a title. It's about Ospreay finally surpassing the man many considered the greatest wrestler of his generation. All In London is not just another pay-per-view, it's Ospreay's homecoming. The story shouldn't simply be can Ospreay win the title. It should be can Ospreay defeat the greatest wrestler he's ever faced. That's a bigger question. Imagine the visual. Kenny Omega enters as AEW World Champion. Wembley Stadium is packed with over 70,000 fans. Ospreay is fighting in front of his home country. The world title is on the line. The winner determines who greatly represents AEW's future. That's legendary. Even recent fan discussions overwhelmingly point to Omega vs. Ospreay as the dream all-in main event because its scale and historic significance. Beating MJF would make Ospreay champion, but beating Omega would make Ospreay immortal. Think about the names associated with career-defining victories. Stone Cold vs. Shawn Michaels, John Cena vs. JBL, Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Those moments weren't just title wins, they were symbolic passing of the torch moments. Ospreay beating Omega at Wembley would be AEW's version of that. So if I were to book All In London 2026, I would book Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. The main event, Wembley Stadium, World Championship, the final chapter of their rivalry. Ospreay wins clean with the Hidden Blade and Stormbreaker. The crowd explodes, confetti falls. Omega hands Ospreay the championship and quietly leaves the ring. A new era begins. That's not just a title change. That's a wrestling moment people will remember for decades.